All right, now let's take it to the Monday Night Football affair in Kansas City. Ryan Clark was there.
Hello.
Now he's here. Chiefs entertaining the Commanders. No Jaden Daniels for Washington. Marcus Mariota in place of him. Chiefs have been on a roll as of late, having won 4 of their last 5 coming in after that 0-2 start. Opening drive for KC. Mahomes picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. So the Chiefs' first drive ends with an INT. And then the very next drive, RC, there's no way Mahomes would get picked off twice, would he?
Well, listen, this is Travis Kelce. Wants to make a play on this football. It's tipped. Bobby Wagner needed to make a huge play for this team, and the defense is keeping it close early.
First time in Mahomes' career he's turned the ball over on the first 2 drives of a game. So we go to the second quarter. Mahomes looking for Kelce this time, wide open, 31 yards in that pitch and catch. That puts the Chiefs in good position. A couple plays later, it's 2nd and goal. Kareem Hunt, patience up the middle. Chiefs take a 7-0 lead. Commanders now facing a 3rd and 10 from the Chiefs 11. And RC, Marcus Mariota, how about this throw and this catch by Terry McLaurin?
Listen, this was absolutely phenomenal. I was down on the field to see this. Initially, it was called incomplete, but Terry McLaurin getting both feet down, total control, and he keeps the catch through the ground. Jaden Daniels is fired up.
That tied the game at 7. We go to the third quarter. Here comes the Chiefs. Mahomes, all the time in the world, and Kelce comes out of the backfield. He's wide open. He's got all kind of room. 38-yard gain, down by the 10. A couple plays later, end up being 4th and goal. And like, you know what? We're going to go for it. And Mahomes, is he going to run it? No, he's going to throw it to Hunt. 14-7. Hunt's got 5 touchdowns on the season. Next Chiefs drive, Mahomes looking for Kelce again, RC.
Listen, this is great by Travis Kelce. He gets into the end zone. He peels away from the defender. And once again, Patrick Mahomes finds him. This is Travis Kelce's 83rd touchdown, tying Priest home for the most in Chiefs history.
That made it 21-7. And RC, how about this Chiefs defense in this game against Washington and Mariota?
Listen, you know, Marcus Mariota, I thought he played extremely well early on in this game, but here's Dana getting into the backfield unblocked, and you can see right there how upset Marcus Mariota was.
And then from that, all you need a little more Mahomes in your life. 25 for 34, 299 yards, 3 touchdowns. He did have those 2 interceptions. That last touchdown to Rashee Rice, they get it done 28-7. That locker room, oh, it's hype.
How about those Chiefs? All right, hey, listen, great job. Better second half than first half. Yep. Right? You put it together, put it down. 47% of the time, teams are losing this game. Well, really, it's 53% of the time teams are losing this game. So you're playing against the odds. Did a nice job there.
Oh, yeah. Hey, great job. Be ready to go next week. Let's go Chiefs on 3. 1, 2, 3.
I mean, that's hype for the Chiefs.
I know, exactly.
Hey, when you said hype, I was like, it's Chiefs. Hype.
That was no sarcasm going through.
Yeah, I mean. But
it's still a regular season game for that.
Exactly. But you heard Andy Reid say it, better second half than the first half, and that was definitely the case for Patrick Mahomes because he had those picks in the first half and turned it around in the second half. What was the biggest difference?
Well, I think the big thing is when you're as good as Patrick Mahomes is, you know how to put adversity behind you or mistakes or missed throws, and that's what he was able to do. Marshawn Lattimore makes a great play early on in the game, and then obviously the tip pass from Travis Kelce that ends up in the interception. But to me, it was his ability to buy time and create more opportunities for his receivers down the football field to get open. This year, more than any, Patrick Mahomes has utilized his legs to create second play opportunities for himself and for his offense. And I think that's been a huge part of how this team has started to get going, not to mention Xavier Worthy being healthy and Rashee Rice coming off of suspension.
Yeah, no one's playing as well in the entire league than the Chiefs, maybe outside of Indianapolis, of course, who only got 1 loss. But the Chiefs, they got the Bills next week, RC. And Buffalo, look, they've had their number in the regular season since Josh Allen's been there. He's 4-1 against the Chiefs, but they haven't had that success against Kansas City in the postseason. Mahomes is 4-0 in those matchups. So how much does this regular season matchup actually matter?
I mean, it always matters. Whenever you play the Chiefs, they are the litmus test in the AFC. And for Josh Allen, I'm sure that he would love for the next time that these two teams meet in the playoffs for it to be one of the last games played in their current stadium. But it's about seeing if you can hold down Patrick Mahomes. What can your defense do on the back end to frustrate all of those skill players? And how much can you put the football in James Cook's hands. Listen, last game he had over 200 yards, big-time touchdowns, and dynamic explosive plays. If I'm Joe Brady, the offensive coordinator of the Bills, I'm starting with the run first, and then I'm trying to let Josh Allen do Josh Allen type things. This is going to be a huge game.
All right, RC, I know you want to be done, but your favorite segment's coming up. We're going to check some fits, so you
of that game on Monday Night Football. It is the completion of Week 8. So let's check in with Patrick Mahomes as he assesses the state of the nation for the Chiefs right now.
I think we're getting better and better. You know, we lost some tough games early that we had won in previous years, but it's not like anyone hung their head. They just continue to get better and better, and that's all we have to do is push forward. And whenever the offense, the defense, and the special teams are rolling, it's fun to play football, and it's been fun to be here at Arrowhead doing it, and now we'll get to take it on the road and see if we can do it again.
I thought we came out well. You know, I thought our guys battled, and at the end of the day, like when you're not converting our drives against this type of team, it's tough because they'll get going. And I thought our defense did a great job of holding it off and making plays, creating turnovers. We just didn't do our part on offense.
It would be mean to the Commanders to call this a blowout, but it was a one-sided game, especially in the second half. In the hands of the Chiefs, Isaiah, what caught your eye from the way Kansas City was able to take over in the final 2 quarters?
The Washington Commanders were competitive.
Yeah.
Right? They were really competitive. I know we sat here and had a brief conversation about them yesterday, and you guys were all in on the Chiefs, and I had my points in regards to the Washington Commanders is because I believe that they're a good team. I believe that they're a competitive team, regardless if Jaden Daniels is in there playing or is Mariota. The reality is these guys were in that ball game for the first half, right? And you can't play one half of football in the NFL, especially when you're playing against an outfit like the Kansas City Chiefs. But as we look at it, you guys, right here, this was Patrick Mahomes in the first half versus second half. Through the first half, the Kansas City Chiefs went interception, touchdown, and then they ran out of time in the first half. Right. That was their first 4 series. But then on the second half, touchdown, punt. Look at the statistics for Patrick Mahomes. It just turned out completely different. And on the flip side, the Washington Commanders, their first 4 possessions was interception, turnover on downs, touchdown. And then in the second half, punt, interception. Yeah. You can't play like that. There was no rushing game whatsoever for the Commanders. So if you can't go out and have an effective running game against Spags, then he's just going to pin his ears back and sit in the goons after they come get the quarterback. And that's exactly what took place yesterday. 60 yards on the ground. Mariota did what he could with 70% completion rate, but ultimately they couldn't convert over on downs, and they didn't have enough weapons.
I know it sounds patronizing for the Commanders, but for them to pick off, whether it be a deflected ball or whatnot, Mahomes in the first half, but it didn't result in points. That turnover on downs was huge. You got to convert. You got to at least put 3 on the board just to be a threat, Rashad, and that's just not how it panned out for the Commanders.
Exactly. And you look at the game last night, you check out Hollywood Brown, obviously hit his hands and it turned into an interception. Travis Kelce hit his hands, turned into an interception. Yep. When you're playing against the Kansas City Chiefs, especially on a roll like that, you really have to take advantage of the advantages that you get. And they didn't. They didn't capitalize. They didn't get a field goal unit out there. I understand going for it on 4th and 6, you don't complete. I understand going for it on 4th and 1. But when you got Debo, as you see right here, interception on a pitch and catch, easy first down in the red zone, it kind of changes the momentum. We talked about this a little bit before. Momentum is a big deal when you're playing against a heavy-handed franchise like the Kansas City Chiefs on the road, and they lost that. And when you lose momentum, I mean, you lose an outfit of the game, as you're seeing.
Yeah, I mean, you know, to both of your points, I mean, Zay, you talked about the Commanders played well last night, especially on the defensive side of the ball. We're not mentioning that Marshawn Lattimore had one of the best interceptions in the first half. So you talk about 2 halves. What did I take from the game? This is what I took. The Colts are the best team in the AFC. That's what I took, right? The Chiefs are still very good. The Chiefs are going to be in the playoffs. The Chiefs are playing right now at a very scary level. The inconsistencies as far as the drop passes that equate to turnovers, the run game that they're still trying to figure out. They have a 3-headed monster. Matter of fact, 2.5-headed monster with Brashard Smith, the rookie, that they're still trying to figure things out. The pass game looks amazing. I mean, as long as you have 15 back there, Patrick Mahomes, he's slicing and dicing to so many different targets. Having Rashee Rice back has been such a blessing. That defense continues to carry. The inconsistencies there is what I took from the game, right? And the only thing that I took that was anything different was where I had the Chiefs and what I thought they were going to do to a Commanders team that didn't have Jaden Daniels. I didn't see that. And because I didn't see that, the Colts are the best team in
Still.
AFC. That doesn't take away anything from the Chiefs or the Commanders. It was the way that the Colts are playing as a whole. You said tale of two halves. We don't have that conversation with the Colts.
Okay.
It's a full game. It's a full 4 quarters of stuff. But from what I got, is the Chiefs played 2 different halves.
People are like, hold up. I'm looking at a scoreboard down here of Chiefs, Commanders, and Manta. It's like,
Welcome
the Colts
to
are the best
everybody.
team in the AFC.
Welcome.
No, it's a good standard to set. I think it's important. And also, the Chiefs are still looking up at the Denver Broncos right now in the standings in the AFC West. So that is something to consider down the stretch. You mentioned one name that has returned for this Chiefs offense, Manti, and that's Rashee Rice.
Yes.
Isaiah, what have you seen in his return and the way that Patrick Mahomes is able to rely on him?
He's just a big-time receiver. I mean, you call it what it is. They missed his presence. Now he's there.
Kansas City, sometimes the biggest stories in football don't happen on the field. They happen behind the scenes, where heart, leadership, and family collide. And that's exactly what's going on right now with the Kansas City Chiefs' first-round pick, rookie left tackle Josh Simmons. The 2025 first-rounder, a young man who was brought in to protect Patrick Mahomes' blind side and help shape the next era of this Chiefs dynasty, has been away from the team for the past 2 weeks due to a personal family matter. But according to reports from ESPN's Nate Taylor and comments from head coach Andy Reid, all signs point to something Chiefs fans will love to hear. Josh Simmons is expected to rejoin the team in just a few weeks, and the situation is entirely positive. Let's talk about that for a second, because this is the kind of story that reveals the heart of the Kansas City Chiefs organization. Andy Reid didn't shy away from addressing it. He said it clearly. It's not a negative situation. He's taking care of family. He's just taking care of business. That's the main thing. Reid's tone, his calmness, and his support tell you everything you need to know about the culture that's been built in Kansas City. This team doesn't just develop players, it takes care of people. Reid's message wasn't about pressure or expectation. It was about trust and compassion. And that's what separates the Chiefs from most organizations in this league. Now, let's remember who we're talking about here. Josh Simmons, the 6'6" rookie out of San Diego State, the Chiefs' 2025 first-round pick, brought in to be the long-term solution at left tackle. He came into training camp raw but powerful, athletic, and hungry to learn under Mahomes and Reid's system. Reports from camp earlier this year described him as one of the most physically gifted linemen the Chiefs have drafted in years. Quick off the snap, disciplined with his hands, and showing maturity far beyond his age. And when he left the team right before kickoff against the Detroit Lions in Week 6, it caught fans by surprise. But Reid and the Chiefs handled it the right way, quietly, respectfully, and with complete understanding. Since Simmons stepped away, veteran Jalen Moore has stepped up in a big way. Moore, the team's high-profile free agent signing from the offseason, has held down that left tackle spot with confidence and experience. Remember, this is a guy the Chiefs signed to a 2-year, $30 million deal with over $21 million guaranteed, so it's not like he's new to the pressure of the position. But it's interesting how this situation has evolved. Moore was expected to be a bridge player, maybe even compete for a starting spot until Simmons was ready. But with Simmons temporarily away, Moore has not just filled in, he's helped the offensive line stay rock solid. And you can't argue with the results. Since Simmons' absence, the Kansas City offense has averaged 31.5 points per game. Yes, 31.5 over the last 4 contests. That's vintage Mahomes and Reid football. The protection has been good, the offensive rhythm has been sharp, and the chemistry between Mahomes, Kelce, and Rashee Rice looks as strong as ever. This is what great teams do. They adapt, they adjust, and they continue to dominate no matter who's in or out of the lineup. That's championship DNA. But here's what makes this story special. This isn't about controversy or setbacks. This is about a young man handling his responsibilities like a pro and a franchise supporting him like a family. Too often in the NFL, we see stories turn negative when players step away, but this is the opposite. Andy Reid made it clear that communication has been constant, everything's in a good place, and when Simmons comes back, likely around the bye week in early November, he'll return to a locker room that's ready to welcome him with open arms. And let's be honest, this return could come at the perfect time. The Chiefs are in rhythm, sitting comfortably near the top of the AFC, and the offensive line, already performing well, could get even stronger heading into the second half of the season. Imagine adding a first-round talent back into a unit that's already protecting Mahomes at an elite level. That's a luxury most teams don't have. And if Simmons returns focused, motivated, and ready to prove himself, the Chiefs' offense could become downright unstoppable. This is the type of story that shows why the Kansas City Chiefs have built not just a winning team, but a winning culture. Andy Reid's leadership sets the tone. Mahomes' maturity and quiet confidence echo through the locker room. Veterans like Travis Kelce, Chris Jones, and Creed Humphrey uphold the standard. And rookies like Josh Simmons learn what it means to wear that Chiefs logo, that this is more than football, it's family. So as fans, we stand behind this kid. We don't know all the details of his family situation, and that's okay, we don't need to. What matters is that the Chiefs trust him, Andy Reid supports him, and when he's ready, he'll be back in red and gold, ready to fight for this team again. And when that happens, it won't just be a return, it'll be a moment that symbolizes what this organization is all about: loyalty, faith, and resilience. So Chiefs Kingdom, what do you think? How excited are you to see Josh Simmons back protecting Mahomes soon? Do you think his return could be the final piece that makes this offensive line the best in the AFC? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Give this video a like if you believe in the culture Andy Reid has built, and make sure you subscribe to Kansas City Report for daily updates, reactions, and all things Kansas City football. Because this isn't just a team, it's a family. And that's exactly why the Kansas City Chiefs keep winning.